So the next drawing that we're going to do here, we did the end cap front. This time we're going to do the end cap back. And you'll notice this is part one. So what we need to do is we're going to save that as on your Z drive. Save that as end cap back. Okay, and then go ahead and save that. I already had one that was in place, so I'm overwriting it. But as you'll notice up here, it changes from part one to end cap back. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is select a hole here on the modify panel, and we need to change the placement to concentric, and then we need to select the counterbore option. Then we go ahead and select inside this front, or on top of this front face. Okay. Then what we need to do is change these numbers. The first one here is 26. Next one here is 6. And this last one here is 10. Make sure that the termination is set to through all. And if you have the tab tool selection already set, we need to change that back to the simple hole. Okay. Right now you'll notice I can't hit OK on either one of them because we need to select the concentric reference. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And I'm going to select this edge right here. So you'll notice how it highlights in white. So we're going to go ahead and select that. It centers the drawing. You'll notice the red outline here now. Now you'll notice I can also select the check mark. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That puts that counterbore in place there. And the next thing that we're going to do here is click on the top here, create a sketch, and we're going to get a line. And then we're going to click on that green dot that you see there, and we're going to go out 6 millimeters. It's very similar to what we just did on the last drawing, but this time when we make that hole, we're gonna actually connect it here to this piece. Okay. So what we're going to do here is get a hole, and we're going to go ahead and set the placement here. Set that first. Make sure that the drilled hole option is placed. These won't read, guys, if you don't click on the window. So the drilled option there. We're also going to set the termination to, and then change back to the tap tool option. Okay. And again, we're going to change that. Make sure metric in profile, and we're going to change the size to 5. Okay. You'll notice again we can't select OK because we haven't told it where we want it to go. And the last thing we need to do here is again, we need to select this arrow here so we can select the surface that we want the hole to go to. And you'll see how this turns red here. It's asking, all right, where do you want it to be selected to? We're going to select this inside hole here. All right, and you'll notice how it clears out here now where it's saying, all right, this is where you want it to go. You'll notice now we can go ahead and select OK. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do here is create a sketch on the side. And what we need to do is find the point up here on the draw panel. And we can go ahead and kind of put it, put it somewhere here in the middle. We're going to constrain it anyway, so that does not matter where you put the point, just get it somewhere close. Then what you're going to do here is do the horizontal constraint. And you go ahead and select that. And we're going to come along this edge here, find the horizontal constraint there, the green dot, click the point. Okay. Then we need to do the vertical constraint. So that one's next to it. And we come along the top here, we find the dot, there's the green dot, and then we're going to come back and select the point. And you'll notice how that now does constrain it and centers it right here in the middle. Okay. Once you've done that, go ahead and hit finish sketch. Now that we have the center point here in place, we can go ahead and start a new hole. And you'll actually already see where it already picks up where the center point is because it has the arrow here. We need to change a couple things on the hole diagram here. So we're going to change it back to a simple hole, and instead of going to something, we're going to go to a distance, and we want the diameter of it to be at 10 here, and we also want the depth of it to be at 10. Once we do that, we can go ahead and select OK. Then the next thing that we want to do is we actually want to mirror this hole over to the other side, which is over here. So we want to basically take that same hole and put it here. So instead of going through that whole process, we can mirror it in about half the time and get the same objective. So what we do with that and how we achieve that is on the pattern panel right here, you can select the mirror option. What it asks is the features arrow is selected, so we're going to go ahead and select the feature, which is the circle here, the hole. Okay, that highlights blue. Then what we need to select next is the mirror plane. So it needs to mirror over to the other side. And the way we find that is we come over here to your browser tree. We expand the origin folder and we find the YZ plane. That is going to be our mirror plane. And you'll notice that because it splits it right down the middle. So we go ahead and select that. Notice how that highlights blue. Then when we select OK, you'll notice that the hole is now on the other side. So we've duplicated the hole and mirrored it. So at this point, your drawing is now complete. Go ahead and save it. So again, we have this already saved. We can go ahead and hit save here. It's already in your Z drive, but what you need to make sure you do is export it to a PDF. And again, just put that out on the desktop is fine. End cap back, hit save. And here it is right here. All right, and then you'll turn that in. And again, remember this pops up, just close that out. And you're ready to turn in.